Greetings, math friends. Here's another math lesson from your teacher, Mr. Sandell. Let's take a look at what we're doing today. I can compare two decimals from the same whole. Now, as you can see, our wholes are the same. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is this is money. I put some money up here because I know that most of you are pretty savvy with money. Up here we have $1.09, and then our second one we have $1.90. Now, these I have all the same digits. A 1 is 0 to 9, and 1 9 is 0. However, it's their place value that makes them important here. Alright? So let's first talk about place value with decimals, and then we'll talk about comparing them. As you can see, this is our decimal point right here. Our decimal point separates our whole numbers, which are on this side, from our parts of a whole, which would be on the other side. Okay, so we have one whole dollar here and one whole dollar here. Those are our wholes. We know we have at least one whole dollar. Now, if we take a look at this top one, we have two more place values. Now, the first place value right after the decimal point is a tenth, which means if you had 10 of these, that would make one whole, all right, or it'd be like dimes. Your next place value over is the hundredths. Kind of say a little spit when you say the th, all right. So tenths and hundredths, whatever is in here. So this 9, that would mean we would have 9 pennies. If we would keep going, this would be thousandths, 10,000ths, and so on. All right. Same with this bottom one. We have one whole, decimal point, 9 tenths, and 0 hundredths. And if we were to keep going, we'd have thousandths, 10,000ths, and so on. This mirrors basically your whole numbers. As you can see, we have tenths, hundredths, thousandths. It just mirrors what the wholes would be. All right. So, if we were comparing these, we would always start with your wholes. And as you can see, we both have one whole here, so we can't look there. Alright, so we need to go to our next place value, which is our tenths. Alright, we have 0 tenths here and 9 tenths here. Well, we know that 9 is greater than 0, so automatically this is a larger number than this number because we have a 9 here and a 0 here. Alright, now let me apply this to something you guys are really familiar with. If I were to ask you which of these words comes first in the alphabet, this one would be tricky because as you can see, they both start with an A. Then we go to the next letter P, both have an L, both have an E. Now this has nothing, and this has an S. So if we were looking which one came first in the alphabet, it would be this one because S would come after obviously nothing. All right, it's just like ABC order. When you're ordering words, you always start from the left side and work your way to the right. It's the same way with decimals and actually whole numbers. All right, so let's try to compare 50 wholes, and we call this 10 hundredths or 1/10, and let's compare it to 5 wholes and 1/100th. Alright, so what we do is we start in our largest place value. Now we have 5 here and we have a 5 here, so we need to figure out is which place values are they in. Well, this is in the tens. This is 5 standing for 50. This is in the ones, a 5 standing for 5 ones. So you automatically know that 50 and 1/10 or 10 out of 100 is larger than 5 and 1/100th. Alright, let's try one more. Now this one's going to be a little tricky, so please pay attention. Okay. Now, when we try to figure out and compare, first we start in our largest place value, which is in our wholes. As you can see, we both have 6, so we can't do anything there. So now we need to move to our next place value, which is our tenths. As you can see, they both have a 1, so we got to keep moving. Now this is where it gets interesting. We have a 0 here in the hundredths and a 1 in the hundredths. So they're different numbers, so now we need to figure out which one is larger or smaller. Well, we know that a 0 is smaller than 1, so this is your smaller number down here because there's a 0 in the hundredths and you have a 1 in the hundredths here. So if we were comparing them, we would say 6 and 102 thousandths is less than 6 and 112 thousandths. We just compared them. Alright? Have a good day. Bye.